Opportunities don't wait, they appear suddenly. An interview, a pitch, a meeting. And how you show up in that moment can change everything. In this episode, I will share the brave and bold lessons I've learned about being ready when it counts.
Hey, I'm Julia Lopez, communication architect, international speaker, author of Leading in High Heels, and your host. Welcome to Brave, Bold, and Brilliant podcast. Together with my guests, I will share with you inspiring stories where being brave and bold were the trigger to becoming brilliant. For the past decade, I've been helping professionals to express themselves with clarity and confidence in any stage and arena of their lives. Communication is key to success, and stories have the potential to transform lives and move people into action. There is someone, somewhere, who needs to hear exactly what you have to say. Be brave, bold, and brilliant, and speak up unapologetically.
Welcome back to Brave, Bold, and Brilliant. I'm a host, Julia Lopez. Today's episode is a little personal. Over the past year, I've thrown myself into a project far beyond my comfort zone. Not in communication training, not in leadership coaching, but in the world of technology and AI. And let me tell you, the process has stretched me in ways I couldn't have predicted. It tested my courage, demanded bold decisions, and reminded me of the brilliance that comes when you step into the unknown. More importantly, it, it has given me lessons I believe will resonate with you. Whether you are leading a team, starting a business, or nurturing a new idea you haven't yet dared to share. Here's what I've learned in the process. The first lesson was inspiration needs action. This journey started with a spark. I watched a TED talk by Luis von Ahn, the founder of Duolingo. He spoke about creating tools that could make learning simple, scalable, and impactful, and that he wanted to bring language learning to all corners of the globe because he knew how important is when you learn a second language and how that can open doors for you. And then I thought, what if I could do something similar but in my own field of communication? Because if you know me, you know that I believe that everything starts with communication, and I believe that communication opens doors, is the real key to your success professionally and personally. So, inspiration is only the beginning. An idea means nothing unless you act on it. If you wait for the perfect time, you never move. That's the big lesson I learned in this process. So here's a question for you. What is the one brave action you can take today to move your idea from thought to reality? Again, what is the one brave action you can take today to move your idea from thought to reality? My bold step was applying to two startup programs here in Barcelona, Accelerate Startup and Santander X Explorer program. Honestly, I wasn't sure I belonged. This was not my world, but I just had this hint that I want to try to throw the idea out there and see what happens. I applied anyway. And guess what? I was selected for both. Santander had more than 3,000 applicants. I've learned this long after I had started. And what I discovered in this, that boldness isn't about certainty, it's about courage. If you wait until you're 100% sure, you never move. Sometimes boldness is just saying, why not me? Why not? Let's just give it a try. So think about this. Where in your life are you holding back because you are waiting for certainty, for the right moment, for it to be perfect? And here is something to you. Perfection does not exist. And please write this down and put in front of you in your desk so you can see it every day. Perfection does not exist. Do you know what exists? What exists is that you prepare yourself with the resources you have in that moment in time and you do your very best with those resources. That is what will help you to move forward and to leap towards something amazing, something great. And yes, if then in the future, in this great future, you look back and you think, oh, I could have done this better. But you know for sure that at that moment in time, you did your best with the resources you had so you can rest in peace. So there's no feeling of not being good enough because you know you did your best at that moment in time. So here again, repeating, the tip for you is get your resources. We are not to know everything. We are not to have all the resources ourselves, but our job is to be resourceful, to find the resources we need. And then with those resources, we do our very best. And I promise you that you will start leaping in your progress. And that's exactly what I did. I don't have any knowledge in AI. I am someone that I would say curious about technology, very curious, and especially now with AI since the beginning. Well, not since the beginning, since about 2 years ago, I started looking and using ChatGPT and other AI tools with curiosity. And was that curiosity that led me to explore and then led me to believe that I could do something with this idea if I had the correct, the proper resources. And I will have, in fact, I have already found the people that can help me with the technology. So again, I don't need to have all the resources myself from my own skills, but I need to be resourceful. And by doing that, I can move forward faster and consistently. Let's continue. Being in those programs wasn't just about validation for me. It was about maturing my idea, stretching my thinking, and realizing how much I still had to learn. And here's another thing I've learned throughout the process. Growth doesn't happen when you arrive, it happens in the process. The applications, the feedback, the revisions. That is where the learning and resilience take root. So the next time you're stuck, remind yourself the process itself is the training ground. Get the resources, find the resources, and put them into action. One of the biggest surprises along the journey was, or has been, the support I've received, not only from close clients and family, but from unexpected people, acquaintances, even strangers. And this is a big lesson as well because sometimes when we have a crazy idea, we think that people would look at us, what the hell are you doing? What are you thinking? This is a big nonsense. Well, you might find people that would say that to you, but believe me, you would find more people that would say, wow, this is interesting. But here, again, there's something important. Surround yourself with the people that will move you forward. Surround yourself with the people that are doing things. The people who are doing things, they get curious about ideas. They might say something to you like, oh, never thought about that. Oh, how are you going to do this? But in general, they never put you down. They never push you into not believing that is possible. They might ask you questions about how you are planning to do it, but they will be at least curious about it to see how you manage to make something happen. While people who are not doing anything, people who are passive in their way of living, in the way of they are professionally, these people will bring you all the obstacles and all the reasons, quote, quote, excuses of why you should not even try. So here the question is the learning is surround yourself by the people who are doing things, who are ahead of you, and people who are going to move you forward. And that's what I did when I signed up for these startup programs. I needed to learn more about the technology. I needed to be surrounded about these people. And what this taught me is simple. Brilliance isn't something we create alone. It's what happens when others believe in us, challenge us, and walk alongside us. So it's the question for you. Who could you invite to share in your journey, to support, challenge, or to encourage you? Again, who could you invite to share in your journey, to support, challenge, or encourage you? This entire experience has shown me that timing is everything. Opportunities don't wait. They appear suddenly, an interview, a pitch, a high-stakes meeting. And here's the final thing I've learned. Don't wait for someday. The world is moving fast, and if your idea has a meaning, the time is now. Have you thought now? What is the now in your life in this moment? What idea, what step, what dream can't afford to wait? Think about it. By now, you might be wondering what exactly I've been involved with or what I've been creating, I guess. Well, the project that pushed me so far outside my comfort zone is called Speak Pro App. It is a mobile tool designed to help professionals prepare for those high-stake moments when communication really counts. We are now running a crowdfund campaign under Santander X Explorer program to build the first prototype. And the goal is to present it at the Web Summit in Lisbon this November. For me, it's a proof that when you step into something new with bravery and boldness, brilliance unfolds in ways you can't predict. So my message for you is, when you believe you can, the universe will conspire in your favor. But it won't do the work for you. You still have to play your part. Take a brave idea, make a bold move, trust that the brilliance will follow. Because when you put yourself out there, doors open, people appear, and momentum builds. Thank you for joining me in this solo episode of Brave, Bold, and Brilliant. Until next time, stay brave, stay bold, and shine in your brilliance. I'm Tulia Lopez, your host.
That's all for today. I hope you got inspired to raise your game and be brave, bold, and brilliant. Make sure you listen to my other podcasts. Stories are great sources of inspiration and transformation. Subscribe. Remember, there is someone somewhere who needs to hear exactly what I shared with you here today. Be generous and spread the word. Give your feedback and help grow this awesome community. Until then, be brave, bold, and brilliant, and speak up unapologetically.